Hi guys, and welcome back to Atlas. Today we're actually on my private server. I had a little bit of issue with stuff going on the official. Not faulting Grape Shot Games or anything, just personal issues. So I decided to revamp my personal server. And this is actually hosted by me and a good friend of mine. So we are doing Fresh Start all over again. This is Fresh Start Video 1. But it is a complete revamp. So we are back to brand new character. As you can see, level 1, no gear, no skills, no crafting abilities, nothing. We are on Freeport Island, listed as island number 2 on my personal server, and my server is actually an open PvE server. It's a 3x3 grid. The 4 outer corners are not active just yet, but there are 5 grids that are active. It's basically the center cross, and the free ports are actually right in the middle. See if I can pull it up for you here. So Crocodile Retreat is the one that I'm on. This is island number 2. So this is the entire map. Currently, this is the free port setup. So we've got this island, this island, this island, and this island that are the Freeport Islands. There is control points that have been added thanks to the recent patch from the official servers. So I've implemented those. This in the very center has been talked about a little bit. I know a little about it, but correct me if I'm wrong. This section right here in the center is the only one of its kind on my map. This is actually a Freeport hub. This is what's been mentioned as the new modular merchant location once it does finally get implemented. To my knowledge, it has not yet. So B1, B2, B3, A2, and C2 are all active currently. A1, A3, C3, and C1 are currently not active, but they're ready when we decide to get other servers, or we get some sponsors that help by purchasing some servers or donating to us so that we can get them ourselves, whichever. Or if you've got a server that is a Xbox PC crossplay server through Nitrado, obviously purchased through the Xbox app, the only way you can get it, and you want to just donate it to the cause, then we're open to that as well. Literally all you need is that extension server, and we can give you the access code, which you'll put in to your on your dashboard to link the expansion server to our main server, which is currently B2. That's the server that's housing everything. So once you have that code, you just save it, and that'll open it up on our dashboard to be able to utilize it. If you're generous enough to donate a server, then I guess first announcement, we'll go ahead and be generous enough to allow you to pick which one of the 4 grids you want open. There are a couple of Power Stone islands that are already available in the current servers. The other servers also have, the other 3 servers have Power Stone islands. C1 does not have a Power Stone island. However, C1 is where the Kraken resides once I actually implement that code. I've got a spot right here in the center that's completely open, that's ready for Kraken implementation. And over the next couple of days, I will be working on fixing the rest of the quests so that they're in there. As you can see, the Master Cartographer is the only one there currently. There are 43 discoverable zones, and you guessed it, every island that is not in B2 is discoverable. And there's everything from like little reefs, if I can zoom in here. Oop, too much. So little reefs like this, all the way up to the PvE Power Stone Islands, these larger islands, everything in between, even the trench is implemented and is discoverable. So several for a little 3x3 grid. That's not too bad. 43 discoverable points, and I'm thinking about adding more later, but I don't want to cluster the islands too much. Anyway, we're not here to discuss the server, but again, it is open. It is Jagged Edge PvE. You can find it in the unofficial section when you're searching for a server. As you can see, the experience actually does work currently. So we'll go ahead and level up the first time just because we want to get the basics. We want to get tools of the trade, and I always grab Waterkeeper for the first one just because it's a nice thing to have. Basics give me some of my basic tools if you've never played the game. If you have played before, obviously you can ignore most of this. But then again, I'm not sure why you would be watching a fresh start video to begin with, unless you just want to laugh at somebody that makes a lot of mistakes, because I certainly do. Tools of the trade opens up spears to me for a weapon, and then obviously Waterkeeper opens up the water skin. So now we got to go collect some resources, and ultimately our goal is to get off this island as quickly as possible and move on to some discovery points and start building an actual base. I will be doing a video later on these female cat, or the cats in general, male and female, on how to capture them and what they're good for. Basically, if you're sneaky enough, you can capture some cats and use them for grabbing some fish, so you don't actually have to go out and fish. Now, as you can see, I do not have the harvesting turned up near as much as official PvE. I honestly think it's better to actually work for things a little bit, but I've got to see what it's going to cost to make stuff on this with the current configuration, because I don't want everyone to be out harvesting for days on end just to make a simple thatch hut. That's just ridiculous. So I want to get the harvesting levels compatible with the building levels, so that you can spend more time actually playing the game and less time grinding through as far as the harvest goes. Right now I am literally the only person on the server, and I know this because I literally just did a fresh wipe. It's been advertised in a... Ooh, there's a chicken. That's nice, easy experience. It's been advertised in one of the Discord channels that I tend to frequent. There we go. That the server is up and available. Now currently there's only 10 slots per server, and we've got 5 servers running. for the different grids. But again, with time, that can change, and we can obviously add more slots for more people to play if it becomes a fairly popular server. Now, since I don't have any tools currently, I'm just punching the dickens out of this chicken to try to get some skins. I don't really care too much about the meat. At least not at the moment. There we go. And we've leveled up again, so we're just going to go ahead and throw that in weight. I'm not going to worry about skills at the moment because I'm trying to focus on getting some resources. Right now, there's really no point in putting skills together, in my opinion, if you don't have the resources that go with them. I need wood. I don't need thatch so much. I believe I need 6 wood. But I gotta watch how much I'm hitting because I don't want to kill myself from punching a tree. There we go. Alright. So we now have 9 wood, so that's good. Primitive weapons, melee. Yep, stone pick right there. I need 6 wood. That's fine, I can do that. Now I at least have a tool to save my poor fists. And I'll throw that down to my hotbar. Gonna wait for the cooldown timer. Now with the pick, I'm going to get a lot more thatch than I will with wood, but that's okay. Thatch is something that's constantly in need for construction. Ooh, good gravy. You can beat the tar out of a tree for a while, huh? Not super high levels on resources, but that's to be expected. Again, I can adjust that later on, but right now I'm just testing things out and getting them kind of set up. And I don't mind being a guinea pig as far as testing the server and having to grind through stuff so that anyone that decides to join my community honestly doesn't have to grind through as much. Oh, broke the pick. That happens all the time. But I can just make another pick, or if I want to, I can actually repair this one. Right click, repair. So now I have a second pick for just such an occasion that the first one breaks again. And I can make a couple of hatchets. And I'm going to spend the rest of my resources in spears. And apparently I can only make one of them at the moment. But that's okay. That spear is going to come in handy. Something I found out in fairly early play, and I've been playing for a little while, but spears you can throw. Basically your next upgrade is a pike. If you decide to take that skill line, your pike you cannot throw from what I've found, but the spear you can. The tricky thing is if you throw it, you need to be able to retrieve it, because if you forget to retrieve it before chopping the creature up into little bits, you lose the spear too. Wow. Okay, so I might need to adjust some levels. but that's okay. We've got plenty of wood to make a few more spears, so I'm going to make all that I can. And it's actually fibers I'm lacking now. I like to have, when I first start out, 5 or 6 excuse me, 5 or 6 spears available. Normally I'm actually first person, but I wanted to show you guys kind of what it looked like if you've never played the game. Let's go grab some more. Now eventually when I get my smithy going and I'm able to make metal tools, I'll craft a scythe, a sickle, whatever it's actually called in this game. Little handheld harvesting tool specifically for the fibers and berries and whatnot that you can't get from just chopping a tree down. And it makes things so much faster. Okay, we'll let this one be the last one for the moment. I know that I need to go out. Oh, I guess there's another one underneath it. We'll get that one too. Why not? Okay. So I'm going to make, we don't need 12. Let's see, we have a total of 4 spears, so let's go ahead and make 3 more. And I'm going to get prepared for what's to come, because I want to make a bed. Oops. Structures. I want to make a campfire, and actually I can go ahead and make that now. And I'm going to make a second one because I'm going to put one on the shore. So I've got something to use now, and I'm going to put the second one on my the ship that I end up buying. So let's see. We're just outside of Freeport, and I'm actually fairly familiar with this island because I've utilized it several times before. We don't need both of them out. We're going to access the inventory. We're going to throw this wood in here, and we're also going to throw the meat in here. We're going to light the fire, and we're going to just let it do its thing for a minute. Okay, so I need hides. That much I do know. So we're going to go back out. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a little trick. Now I can already see that pig over there, but if you go out into orbital view and you scroll all the way out, you can get a much better view of the area. Currently I'm on PC, so your Xbox controls are going to be a bit different than mine, but I do also play on Xbox. Okay, so now, and orbital view is available on Xbox as well. Now the difficult thing, oh, see there's a couple of pigs just kind of right there at the top of the screen. There's another one a little further in the tree line to the left. So you can kind of scout around and see what's in the areas, you know, which direction you go. Now, if I cancel this, I go back to this view. Now, I can also go right back into it, and it should be, both on Xbox and PC, should be back where you had already scrolled it out to, so you shouldn't have to scroll back out more than enough times. Or more than once, I mean. Now the other thing is, when you're in orbital view, and I'll actually scroll back in just a little bit just so you can see. I'm going to have to ask some friends of mine that also play, but I don't believe you can turn your character. Now, I know you can walk to the side, I know you can walk forward and back, but I don't think you can actually turn your guy to face a different direction. If there is a way, feel free to leave a comment below, or get a hold of me on the server, or even in my Discord channel, which is also listed in the description. And I will happily update a video, or in a future video, make note of your comment so that other people can find out as well. Alright, so we've leveled again. Again, I am not too worried about the skill points just yet. What I'm kind of trying to do is get set up for the advanced tools, because I want my smithy as soon as possible. There's going to be a lot of different things that you're going to want right off the bat. Construction's another one. If you go into the unlock the construction tree, that opens all of this up. That's the basics of building, your weaving, your secrets of building, which gives you your wood structures. And I do need wood before I leave. Well, I prefer to have wood before I leave the island because of that large storage box that it gives you. Now the other option is the handyman, which gives you the small storage box. If you're not too worried about carrying too much stuff with you when you leave the island, handyman is just fine. I prefer to have the large storage box because it holds 80 items, 80 different items, or at least has 80 slots, so you can actually utilize, if you put it on your ship, you can utilize the large storage box when you first get to your island, and also later on if you choose to explore a bit and you just want to harvest a few things from different islands to get different resources to bring back to your base, you've already got a large box ready to go. Okay, so we're going to check this pig out. He's a level 10. I can probably take him on, but no sense in risking everything right off the bat. This guy's a level 3, so this is with the spear. I can throw it at him. Oh, and my server just lagged out. I may end up getting kicked here. If I do, I'll be back and we will continue. I hope I didn't get kicked. The server is obviously out of sync right now. I can still go into my inventory. Skills. Go to the Atlas map. I can check my discoveries, which I don't have any yet. It is not allowing me. Oh, yep, there we go. So, again, Jagged Edge PvE is where I am running these videos from. That is my personal server. and there's a possibility that the server just did a reset. I'm not exactly certain what time I have it set to do that, but I will be looking into that and fixing that very soon, because currently it is quarter after 10 Pacific time, PM, so it should not be resetting at this point. Well, I'm looking at my other screen right now, and it's showing that the server is actually running. So, it may have done a reboot. Yep. Well, let's go see if we can find that pig again. And again, if you just joined us, this is a live stream. I tend to try to run with all of my errors unedited. I don't really care how much I mess up or what's going on. If I run a live stream, it is a live stream. You're going to see everything that goes on. No edits, no changing things up. Obviously, if the server crashes, you'll be right there with me. So I'm not one of those guys that's going to just change everything up. Now, that said, I probably will go back at some point and edit the live streams to condense them, but the live streams will still always be available in case you want to watch the completely unedited version. Alright. Now, let's try this again. Maybe this is still our same pig. Nope, this is a level 2, so he's a different pig. That's okay. We're going to throw it at him again anyway. And he's going to chase me. And all I did was just swing the spear. Just like that. So if you're on PC, that is a right click, and aiming to throw is a left click. To cancel the aim, continue to hold your left click button, your left mouse button, and just right click. And that actually cancels your throw. Now, if you were with me before the server crash, you heard me say to collect your spears before you harvest. Oh, see, that one just disappeared, so I'm not going to be able to collect it. But normally I would collect it up and then harvest the body. There we go. I don't care so much about the bone right now. I do care about the fur. So I'm just going to keep harvesting this bad boy until he's completely done being harvested. Get as much fur as I can. Okay, we now have 64. I think for the beginner sloop I need a bit more than that. Oh, we are running low on water. So on this island, and I can't point out for every island because every island is a little different. There are islands that are not Freeport Islands that have fresh sources of water as well, but guaranteed on every Freeport Island there is fresh water. If you find this tiki statue on this particular island, not on every island, but this particular one, this is island number 2 on my server. It's called Crocodile Retreat. So if you make your way to this island, head over to this tiki looking guy, this statue. And right in front of him is fresh water. So I don't have a barrel. I don't have a water skin yet. We're going to put the axe away. And you'll notice I'm actually in the water. Now I can crouch down. If you look at the bottom right hand side of my screen, you'll see like 3 little teardrops. That's your water level. And it won't let me crouch at the moment. But every time I do, you can see my water level goes up a little bit. Or you can just go into this deeper part and it fills all the way up. That little set of lungs that just popped up is your oxygen level. If you go below water, you're going to start losing lung capacity. Once it reaches the very bottom, you're going to start drowning. And then at the very bottom right-hand corner is a little heart with a plus. That's your life. If you've run out of oxygen and you've run out of, and that starts going down, it will start flashing red. Once that reaches the bottom, you are basically non-existent anymore. You have to respawn. You're done. Now, as you know, you may notice that island up in front of me also has like a little tiki head. It's got a waterfall coming out. I'll try to get a better view of it here for you. Oh, come on. Get up there. There you go. So that guy right there in the center of the screen has a waterfall coming out. However, I have not been able to find a freshwater source over there. But feel free to try. Maybe you'll find one that I wasn't able to get. And some of you may ask why I'm putting so much into weight to start with, because I like to be able to carry a bunch of stuff. I'm not too worried at low levels about my health, my stamina, my fortitude, or my intelligence. In my opinion, you don't really need the intelligence anyway. Other people would argue that it's a vital part of the game, and when it comes to crafting, it can be a benefit. I won't lie. The higher your intelligence, the higher quality your builds become, from my understanding. However, I've never put a single point into intelligence, and I've been able to do pretty decent, I would say. Okay, so I currently have enough for my advanced tools, my construction, and I can get basics of building, which will give me my thatch buildings, wooden chair, wooden table, which are nice little decorations, rope ladder, and the portable rope ladder. I've never used the portable rope ladder, but I imagine it's pretty similar to the rope ladder itself, which I've attached to many a ships on the outside, and it works pretty doggone well. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to open the construction. We're going to get the smithy ability, along with several other things. The metal tools, fishing net, climbing picks, which are really kind of cool to play around with. Scissors can be used on sheep and your own hair and beard to get hides. The spyglass is actually kind of fun when you're out sailing around to check out islands at a distance or other ships, kind of see what you're up against. The fishing rod I've never used, but my understanding is you need bait for it as well, and you can use a shovel, which is the next item up. If you craft a shovel and start digging in the dirt on the islands, you can possibly find bait or worms and use those for fishing, I guess. Again, I've never used the fishing rod, so I don't know firsthand, but that would be my guess. So those two are unlocked. Let's go into construction. We'll get basics of building. Now we know we need at least 4 more points to get the secrets of building, which will give us the large storage box. There are several other things in there that are also really, really nice to have, but that's the thing that I'm worried about right now, is that large storage box. So let's head back over this direction. Oh, and when you're on a Freeport Island, you'll typically always see a sign like this that points you in the direction of water. It is not 100%. You know, you don't just walk up to it and say, "Oh, well, it's that," exactly that way. Because if you head that way, you're going to go behind that statue, and the pool of water is actually in front of it. So it just gives you a general idea of which direction you're headed. Oh, that's right. We want to grab our meat out of here first. We're getting a little hungry. And we're going to shut this off too. So access the inventory, we're going to turn that off. We have coals here that we can collect later on. And we can collect the meat. We'll go ahead and chew on a couple of those to bring our stomach level up a little bit. A couple more should do it. And one for good measure. I do not have the skill for overeating just yet, so if I overeat, I will end up hurting myself, so my health level will go down. There is a skill that will allow you to consume too much. This is the cosmetics vendor. He is actually at every Freeport, and you can get different dyes, but you can make all of the dyes. These ones cost gold. To craft them yourself, all you need is berries and water in the right type of cooking pit. I believe it is the grill and the cooking stove. I think that's what it's called. Let's see here. That would be under cooking. Yeah, the cooking pot. I think you can put water and berries in there, combine them, and make dyes, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I do know that down here, under Secrets of Cooking, you can get the grill, and that one is you can set it up to be irrigated with water pipes, and then you never have to worry about putting water in it again. You just put the berries in, and you can make your own dyes. So dyes, magical are Cyclops token, Drake token, Fire Elemental, and the Rock Elemental. Those are on the Power Stone Islands. Ship figureheads, sail skins, so you can get different skins for your sails. This is a large, a medium, and a small. And I think you can use those with any type of sail, whether it's the handling, the speed, or the weight sail. You can rename your ship. Different clothes that you can get. So go into pirate. You can get an eye patch, a hook for your left hand, your right hand, peg legs. The Hydra cloth is, again, it's different. Wonder if you can. No, you just purchase it. But there are different outfits that you can pick up, and they all cost gold. Ship steering wheels. They have different wheels that are available. That one's got a skeleton. This one's Hydra, Kraken, and the Shark. I think that one is a standard. Great White. Most of the sharks that I've seen are hammerheads in this game. So yeah, that's the cosmetics vendor. There's a ship crew, or not ship crew, I'm sorry, a crew vendor. crew recruiter. And you can get, for 5 gold apiece, you can get a level 1 crewmate. You can have a maximum of 10 at level 1. So if you're purchasing crew from this guy, instead of rescuing them after sinking a Ship of the Damned, the Ship of the Damned crew tend to be higher level to start with. If you're buying from this guy, they're always going to be a level 1, and you're going to want to level them up as quickly as possible, so that they're no longer level 1, because you are locked at 10 maximum. This is a respec coin. Applies to the level and skill points, but honestly, right now, right here, you can respec your character without that. So it's kind of a pointless thing at the moment. Maybe Grape Shot will fix that in the future, but right now, not really needed. This guy will sail you to the different islands. So we're currently on, I guess, the northeast island. You can go to the southeast, southwest, or northeast without actually having to die. There we go. But this guy down here is the one I want to go see. This is the ship merchant. And although he doesn't have a whole lot to sell, he has the best thing that's going to get us off this island. One of these 3. Now, the dinghy is the cheapest. It's also the hardest to manage. It is literally a rowboat. It seats 3, or at least you can have 3 people rowing on it. The raft is a 1-person vessel. I don't know what its max crew size. Actually, I don't know what the max crew size is for any of them at the moment. I can't remember. But you only need 1 person to sail the raft, and you have no steering wheel. You literally just sail everything from the sail itself. The sloop is what everyone is going for right now with the current changes, because the next level up is the schooner currently, and that costs, I believe, 5,000 gold as part of the cost for making one. The ramshackle sloop is the next size down, and it is purchasable without gold. And you can get it right here at the Freeport Island. It's not the best ship in the game. It is just, in my opinion, the best one for leaving this island. Now, if you want to go a little cheaper, the next best option, in my opinion, would be the raft. Rafts are fairly quick still. They're fairly agile. You can't carry a whole lot with them, and they're not going to be very versatile later on in the game, at least not as much as the sloop will be. So that's what I'm going to work towards. So I still need about 100 fibers and 250 wood. Apparently I have enough hide. So we're going to close that down. And we're going to go collect some wood and some fiber, so we can at least get ready to purchase that. Now we already have the fireplace, or the campfire. The other thing that we need before we take off is structures. Now we need the storage locker. So we're not going to be able to take care of the ship just yet. We also need a bed. The bed I have or only requires 40 hides. Well, the ship is going to require hides as well, so I'm going to have to go hunt another couple of animals. We already know I need fibers, and we already know I need wood. So we're going to hunt animals for a few more hides. We're going to get some wood, we're going to get some fibers, and we're going to craft this bed. Hopefully we level up a couple more times. or at least one more time to be able to get those 4 points. I think I'm going to get 4 points. It might only be 3. I'm not 100% certain. So let's start with the wood. Just because it's easy and it's right here. Knock this out. For those that are new to my channel, I'm trying to make it make everyone well aware that I do this real life. I'm not trying to edit anything. I'm not trying to cut anything out. I do have roommates. I have dogs. I have a wife. I have kids that call me occasionally. Things happen. So I will do my best to try to give you a really good gaming experience watching these videos. But things are gonna happen, and I'm not gonna apologize for them. They're just, you know, it's life. I do work. Sometimes my hours are pretty odd, so I can't give a guaranteed set schedule for live streams. However, I am trying to make it to the first of the year doing at least a video a day, so that I have over 50 videos by January 1st. Now I know that means that I'm a few days behind currently. So, for the next few days, I'm going to be putting out a couple of videos, and they may not actually be put out right away. I may just record a few and do some editing or whatnot, but I will try to do at least a live stream every day, even if it's only like 20 minutes. That way at least some new content is going up, and you guys can keep track of what I'm doing on the islands, how I'm building the company, what's going on with the server, just, you know, different things. So we're going to get some fibers now. And tonight I will actually be ending this video when we acquire the ship. And tomorrow I'll be starting exactly where I left off. I will not have sailed away yet. It will literally be, actually, I may go ahead and sail off to the island that we're going to be at. That way it kind of cuts out that whole slow journey. So maybe I'll end it while I'm sailing instead of just right at the dock. That way you guys can see a little bit of how it looks to sail and what you have to go through with the sloop being by yourself. But I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, we'll start tomorrow's video, which will be the revised part 2 of Fresh Start from the island where we're going to end up making our base. And I already know which island I'm going to, so it's not a big deal. This is not like the official servers where you have to kind of sail around and see if you can find a spot, and if the island's already claimed, you got to talk to the people that, or the company that has laid claim to it, and see if it's okay if you build there. Then you run into the issues of possibly not having space to put up a farm or a warehouse. Or right now my server is wide open, so I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I know any island I go to, and I mean literally any island I go to that is not a Freeport island, and not the hub, obviously. Any buildable island is claimable right now. And any claimable island, I know I'm guaranteed, if I move fast enough anyway, and nobody else decides to swoop in on the island, if I work fast enough, I can get my farms up, I can get basic base built, I can get a warehouse up, I can get the marketplace up, and then when Grape Shot reintroduces the trade system, which has currently been shut down. Um, they let it go for a day or two, I think, and then turned it off because they're having issues with it. Once they start it back up, that means that my marketplace will be working, the trade routes will be working, and we'll be able to actually have a company marketplace and not have to stress over whether or not we're even going to be able to have access to the market. In my opinion, that is one of the biggest gripes that I keep hearing, and I count myself as one of the gripers. I don't think it's very fair that only the largest companies or the first company on the island that's able to claim it is allowed to have a marketplace. They've set it up with it being almost impossible for the second or third or fourth company that shows up on an island to be able to even put up a warehouse. Without that warehouse, you can't have a marketplace. Without the marketplace, you can't participate in the trade routes. The best that you can do is possibly take over one of the control points, which are new as well. That seems like a whole lot of headache to me, to just be able to participate in the newest things that they've added to the game. I think they should change it up and make it more like the crew silos, where, as far as I understand, every company is allowed one crew silo per company per island. Honestly, that's how I think the warehouses should operate as well, so that everyone has access to that. Hold on just a minute. Sorry, roommates just got home. The dog started going a little hog wild. So, anyhow, we got our 2 skills that we were looking for. So, we're going to build a bed. Going to go into wood storage. We're going to make our locker. So we now have the bed, the locker, and the fireplace. This is junk food, so we're just going to get rid of that. Everything else we're going to go ahead and keep for now. And we're going to go back to the Freeport and see what it's going to cost us. Okay, take the hatchet off. We're just hoping we have enough materials to actually buy the sloop. So, let's find out. Yep. We have enough. We literally have just enough wood. So before I do that, I'm going to harvest a little bit more wood so we have a fire. One more tree out to do it. Actually, I'm going to go deconstruct this other fireplace, and we don't have to even do that. Let's go out here. Okay, and we're going to transfer everything over, close that, and to be nice to everyone else, I am actually going to destroy this fire pit so it's not taking up space and not cluttering the island with garbage. If you're playing on my server, please, please, please do the same thing. I don't care if it is a campfire, if it's a player stall, If it's, you know, whatever, if it's a building or structure or something that you've built that you're not going to use, just destroy it. That saves the hassle of having to do server cleanup and maintenance as often. And we don't have to worry about other players having so much chop because of your garbage that's being left around. So just be courteous, please. And I always name my first ship John Boy 1. There's hardly ever a John Boy 2 or 3 or 4, but... Okay, we're going to see if we can get on this. Oh. Up. Up, up, up. Okay. Oh, that's right, the steering wheel's up there. Okay, so we're going to put that down. Actually, we're going to anchor this first. So it stops moving around on us. Okay, now we're going to put that down. Good enough. And I'm going to put the storage locker back here. We're going to do this a little different this time. Okay, and put the fire just right up here. Transfer that, transfer that. Light the fire. Close that, and we're gonna go, we're not gonna go into the fire. Okay, so let's transfer all of this in there so it's not on us. Close that. And apparently I leveled up again. I want better yield for harvesting. I've got 6 points. So I don't have hand-to-hand, but that's a prerequisite for this. I do have tools of the trade, so I'm going to skip that altogether, and it's going to double-click on the basic higher hand harvesting, and it's going to say I need 3 skill points. Now, if you look, this one requires 2, this one requires 1, there's your 3. So it's going to give me both of them with just a simple click. Now I'm going to go one step further and get improved, because that gives me 40% bonus. This one gives me a 20% bonus. I don't believe they stack, but they may, so that's a 60% bonus if they do. I don't have 8 points, so I can't get that one. That's okay for now. And I'm going to throw a point into my swimming speed bonus just for good measure. Okay. The easiest thing to do, obviously, raise anchor. We are ready to set sail. Now, before I take off, I'm going to want to take a look at the map and see where we're going. I have this because I zoomed out on this map. That's why this one shows this way. it will not zoom in or out because it's not currently tracking me. So we go back into here and we click on this little icon right here, and now it's on me. So I can literally zoom out from here. And my goal is to come over here to the Veil, because that is my company's go-to island. So that's going to be where I will end up meeting up with my other company members when they finally do log in, because they know that that's where we go. So we open the map back up and we can zoom. Oh, I should have been able to zoom. Oh, that's right. Arrow keys for this one, sorry. Or plus and minus, I mean. So we want to go east and slightly south. Well, bring the compass up. We want to go east and slightly south. So somewhere in that general direction. Now, knowing this island, get it, I'll light where you guys can see it. Okay, knowing this island, it's kind of hard to show here, but you can see all the light blue. We'll go into this one to show you a little better. Okay, all of this light blue is super shallow water. It works for the small and tiny ships. The next darker blue is slightly deeper water. The next one's slightly deeper. This is all open ocean, so even a galleon can roll through there with perfectly fine, no issues. So we're gonna have to go out. Let's see. Let's take off. Oh. Ship tech's off. Okay. Cancel that. Well, it's not letting me take the name off the island, but you can kind of see through the R. We're going to go out to the north and then cut around, because that's going to be our best option for leaving here. So if you're looking at this map and you don't and you didn't spawn at the Freeport is right here at the very top in this little archway looking thing. That tiki hut is right over here, or the tiki statue, I mean, for the freshwater. So from here we're going to go a little bit northwest and circle around. That waterfall that I was showing you earlier is right here on that island. We're going to sail just past it. So there's Freeport. There's the waterfall. We're going right around it. I'm not worried about the direction of the sails just at the moment. I'm more worried about getting them open, because I already know that I'm not going to run into anything just yet. So if you look at the little ship icon in the upper right hand corner, you'll see that arrow, the white arrow, is actually the direction the wind is blowing in comparison to my ship. The green half moons are the angle of my sail. So we're at full sail, full wind right now. So we're getting the best speed possible. And I'm going to go back to the map because I want to make sure that we're going the right direction. We are not. I need to go that way. So in comparison, that's the direction I need to go, not this way. But when I turn my ship, you notice that white arrow moves. And if you turn it far enough, that green kind of fades to a yellowish green. If you keep going, it gets even darker. Once it turns red, you've got no wind. So you'll still move, just not very fast. So let's turn kind of back into the wind a little bit. I don't want to turn that far into it. Okay, that little yellow line at the bottom of that ship on the upper right hand corner is an indicator which way your rudder is aimed. So if your rudder's aimed over there, it's going to turn that way. If it's aimed over here, it's going to turn this way. And as soon as you let go, it tries to recenter itself. So let's see if we're aimed the right direction. Nope, we're aimed dead east. So we need to turn a little more. That's directly southeast, so that's a little too much. So we'll turn back just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to zoom out on the map. We're going to look at how we're aimed as far as the ship and the island. Remember, the island we're going to is the bottom right-hand corner of C2. And our ship is right there. That crocodile retreat. And kind of forms a little arrow. That arrow points pretty much directly to the island that we're headed to. So we're aimed perfectly. Now what I want to do is I'm going to let go of the steering wheel. I'm going to turn to this mast. And I'm going to get on the mast. And I'm going to turn it to line it up. The green, where it turns perfectly green. And that center line on that half moon is aimed exactly the same direction as the wind, which is that large white arrow. I'm going to get off this mast, and I'm going to go up and do the same thing on this one. And that's it. We're coming up on the zone here pretty soon. Once we zone through, we'll end this live stream. Oh, well, that's another thing to show you. If I already had a grappling hook, which I don't yet, if I did, I could grab that box from the water. You can stop the ship and jump out and open the inventory and collect all the stuff that's in it. But a lot of times you get blueprints, you get food, you get different items to build with, you get gold. What you see out there in the distance, those are ships of the damned. Those are pirate ships. Technically, you're still sailing a pirate ship as well. Yeah, I get it. It's a pirate game. Those are the guys that have no mercy. They'll take you down if they can. And eventually, I'll be going out to hunt them down. Unfortunately, right now I have absolutely 0 guns, therefore that's not a good idea. There's 4 of them out there. So we're just going to avoid them for now. Now I do apologize to anyone if they are listening and they hear cussing in the background or whatnot. Cannot control everybody else. So for that I will apologize. Unfortunately, not everyone uses this very good language. I try to as much as possible, but I can't guarantee that my language will be 100% clean 100% of the time either. And the ship just leveled, so let me show you that real quick. There is the zone line, so we're going to make this quick. So we open ship properties, we go to ship options, properties, and for this ship I am literally just going to put everything into weight. The higher the weight tolerance of your ship, the less restricted it'll be as far as movement goes when you are carrying cargo. And ultimately, technically, the faster it'll go. This is what an open server zone looks like. That tells me that C2 is online and available. Now you'll see there's a server message. That is a server message that I put up. I will be constantly updating that. So please, if you're playing this server, pay attention to it because it'll let you know when the next server wipe is, when the next patch is, what I'm doing with the game, what modifications the server's going through, how soon to expect those modifications. And it could be any number of different things. Now, even though I don't have any guns on this ship, I can still hit the left mouse button as if I'm going to target with guns to kind of zoom out a little bit. Ooh, that's what I thought. So we're going to turn, try to avoid those suckers. And that is something actually very nice in my opinion. Recently, it appears that Grapeshot has actually fixed the ships of the damned, and they are no longer spawning in and just sitting there. They're spawning in and being active. I believe all of those are either schooners or sloops. I think they're schooners. It's been a hot minute since I've actually played this game. I've been focusing my efforts on a few other games until recently. So that's why the live streams have been kind of hit or miss lately. Because I've had to spend a few days actually fixing. Ooh, and there's some more right there. Holy cow. This might be a little bad. Let's try to get... much wind as possible. Okay, he's turning. We're going to try to sail right through these guys. I know I'm going to take a shot or two, but we're aiming for right in between those two ships. And they are going to fire on me here. I'm almost guarantee it. That is a galleon and a brig. Ooh, and there goes one. Yep, this schooner trying to eliminate me before I can even get to shore. Holy cow. And now they're missing. Going to get me a few times, but he's not going to be able to turn fast enough to continue. Oof! I got a whole armada after me. And since I've kept the wind at my sails, we've just sailed right through them. I am certain I took damage. Absolutely certain of it. Let's see. Ship options, ship properties. Okay, well. Not a whole lot of damage. And if you look in the upper left or upper right hand corner, that's the ship's health, weight, and experience right there. Apparently she's still in good health after all of those shots. Okay, let's kick the map open. See where we are. We are not headed the right way. We need to turn this way a tad, because I believe it's... Ooh, too far, too far. I believe it's going to be that direction. So... we're heading the right way. So now that we've made it through that, we'll go ahead and end the stream. And I will catch you guys tomorrow night on the island.